All right,
Let
what's
me go.
going on? We are the Defenders of Comics again. It is Wednesday, so we are live streaming. Exciting topics about today. We're going to talk a little bit about episode 1 of Loki. Are we going to discuss the best brains in Marvel Comics?
Hey, yeah, we're going to discuss the top brains and the top fighters. So those seem to be hotly debated for us on our TikTok. So we thought we'd dive into that a little bit, get everyone's opinion, and go from there. And then, yeah, we'll give our brief thoughts on Loki. We're not going to go into a big discussion, but give our first impressions.
All right. And I think Ref is ready to go on this. He loved it. He's
Go, ref, Loki.
Pumped.
Let's do it, man.
Pumped.
What's up? Patrick Hedges says he's greetings from Alabama.
Hey, Golf Shore.
I love the devotion there, Hedges.
What's going
Man,
on?
Gulf Shores. You guys come in from the ocean or chilling in your condo or wherever you're at. Like it.
That's pretty sweet. Unfinished
Listen,
Business
some
is here. He
nerds.
says the best brain is Tony Stark. There's no debate whatsoever. Just move on.
All right. Well,
fair
we'll
enough.
talk about that. We're gonna bet you a case of Yingling.
Oh, hell of a deal.
Dang.
Woo!
A case of it?
Well, whatever. Maybe a 12-pack.
All right. So you want to jump right into Loki. What's up, Sam?
Yeah. Let's
Whoa,
go.
time out. Let me give
Whoa.
my spiel.
Oh yeah, flag.
This is my spiel. If you don't subscribe, I've been nice these last couple times. I've been saying, please subscribe, like our channel. If you don't, I want to start throwing flags on you. So please,
That's scary
just
stuff.
come enjoy us every Wednesday, because this is where we like to be.
That's
I
right.
tell you what, even when I go on vacation, I got internet. Ain't no problem. We'll be there. We
That sounds
appreciate
good.
y'all. So please like us.
Yeah.
It might be a little
Start
hard for
with
me to
us,
figure
okay?
that part out when I go on vacation, but we'll figure it out.
Were you going in the boons there, Coach?
We're going on vacation at some point, but I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'm on vacation next week, y'all.
Oh, you're not gonna live stream? It's just gonna be me and Coach.
It is, man. We're gonna be kicking it in
All right.
Ohio.
That's
Well, I'm sorry,
sounds
bro. Find some
fantastic.
internet.
Anyway,
I
Find some
know.
internet.
there
Let's
are
go.
4 people sitting in here right now, and if all 4 of you would hit that like button, it would really help the
Yeah.
stream at the same time.
Let's do it, guys.
Let's
We're gonna
jump-
talk Loki.
Let's jump right
Let us
into
know.
Loki. What did you first thoughts?
Possible spoilers though, guys. So just be ready. Okay, I liked it. Ref didn't. Go.
That's
No, I'm not starting this off with negativity. I'm going to try to bring some positive things first. So why don't you go on with your positivity there, Ace?
Well, I don't know what it was exactly what I expected. So I expected kind of a weird, quirky style. I got it. I felt like I was watching a cross between Umbrella Academy and Doctor Who, and I loved it. Loved both of those shows. I love that they went into a deep dive with Loki as a character. I love me some Owen Wilson too. He's one of my all-time favorite comedy guys. So what I got was exactly what I expected, and for a first episode, I loved it.
I enjoyed it. I didn't know really what to expect. I did enjoy it. Owen Wilson was fantastic. I feel he's
always good.
He was like Sebastian Stan for me in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He was the show for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's the really the badass woman that just kept messing with Loki at the beginning the whole time?
Well, I mean, real quick, I think they're going to be the versions of, if anyone's familiar with Justice Peace, go Google Justice Peace. He's Marvel's version of Judge Dredd, and they're time variance authority policemen.
Okay.
So instead of us getting the Judge Dredd Justice Peace, I think we're getting her, and they're not going to call him Justice Peace. I think they're already calling him Minutemen or something like that. So, yeah, that's probably what she is.
We got some exciting news real quick.
Yay.
Unfinished Business just said,
Oh, I like it.
for tonight's live, I'm going to
Oh,
drink
no.
every time Ref yawns. Should be pretty drunk by the end of this.
Nope, not tired. Not tired. Challenge accepted.
Hey,
if I
unfinished
yawn, I'll
business.
drink
You
too.
are not making it to work tomorrow. You are not making it to work tomorrow. It's not going to happen.
Lauren just says preach. So, again,
we have Lauren with us this evening?
we do have Lauren.
We got
with us this
newbies.
evening.
Heck of a deal.
The
Shout out.
The only thing that I was telling you all this before we went live. I am confused about how great of technology they have. And it feels like we are in WandaVision in the 70s with all the stuff that they have. Like, they could be right now in the typing room that Vision was in when he was at his job. That's how it felt to me. And I don't know why it has to be that throwback for how far advanced they're supposed to be.
It's just being ironic. They're just showing you, oh, look how advanced we are, but we're going to go Star Trek level of, set pieces. I think it would be a genius choice, and I would be totally down with it, except they've already done it on Umbrella Academy. It feels a little like, guys, you realize Umbrella Academy already beat you to the punch for that style choice. You're not being original. You're completely copying what they did. So if they hadn't done it, I would have thought, oh, man, I love this retro thing they're going for. It's super cool because it's ironic that, oh, you're so advanced, but you're looking like you're cheap 60s.
Yeah.
So if that's what they were going for, fine. But it's like, they're literally doing the exact same thing in Umbrella Academy. So.
Okay. Sam says he's relieved. It did a great job setting the groundwork for what's coming up. And I can see that. But it also did a little thing that WandaVision did that I hope we don't have a whole time of doing this. Because at the beginning where you see Owen Wilson talking to the little girl.
I saw I caught it.
All of a sudden, now Mephisto is coming. He's going to be in it. We're even talking about the devil.
Not gonna happen.
So why did they do that?
I have no idea. If I have to be honest, and I don't know how Disney Plus works in China.
That's what I was gonna ask.
But we're never gonna see Mephisto at this point. Because China won't allow it. So China has their weird things about ghosts and the devil and whatever. I don't know what the hell they do.
China.
Screw you, China. And yeah, I said it.
So taking off air now. Thanks.
Yeah, I know. We're done. Sorry, guys.
John Cena just stopped following us, so
he did, didn't he? Dirty rat.
Pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So we'll never see Mephisto because they can't do it. Because if they do, China won't show it.
So did that whole part then? Did they end up taking it completely out for the China? Watching that part,
no. Oh, wait, what are you asking?
Watching that part where they were talking about the devil, they even showed a picture of the devil. Did they take that completely out?
It's good. It's a great question, and I really don't know how it works. I know that in the movies they can't do it. Does it work differently for Disney Plus? Maybe.
Because the picture I have up right now is where Owen Wilson's talking to the little girl, and in the background is the stained glass window of the devil.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty. It's pretty apparent. Like, oh, okay, it's the devil.
And if I'm a fan of Mephisto, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Where is he? I mean, seriously.
Yeah. If you're a Marvel fan, you're like, okay, it's the devil, so it's got to be Mephisto.
And I think this is the point.
Don't hold your breath.
This is the point where I think you are and I am, and I think Ref is too, is what Sam just said. I'm not looking for a great deal of groundworking on MCU is trolling us. And I think they are still.
Yeah, I expect some epic level trolling on Loki, but we shall see.
But here's the thing, Marvel still can show success like they did with Captain America. What did they call Captain America in China? Wasn't it like Captain Soldier or something like that? Or or it
Well,
wasn't.
yeah, I think that was the whole reason they even put the first Avenger and made it such a prominent part of the
Oh,
title.
even though Captain America was not the first Avenger.
Yeah, true story.
Yes.
But
Truth.
yeah, so I think in China it didn't say Captain America, it just said the first Avenger.
Yeah. So
So
why can't they do the same thing with this? Is you know,
Good question.
and I mean,
Yeah.
you probably can't invest too much time in Mephisto or anything of the satanic stuff, but you probably can
Yeah.
maybe do a little bit.
The more I thought about that whole deal, and I get a little sideways about it. It's like, "God damn it, here we are sucking the teat of freaking China." It's just really irritating that we are subservient because all we care about is the effing dollars from China. And don't get me started, but that just irritates me.
I want to hear from everybody in the chat right now, or if you're watching this later. Do you think the MCU and Disney is just trolling with us with the already introducing a devil type character and making us want to think it's Mephisto? And
It'll
on
be like
top
a
of this,
version of Loki.
one quick question: was it gum that the girl gave him, like candy or something? And he said something right away about we need to check this out to make sure it wasn't something from. And I want to think he said the devil or the guy or something. I don't know.
Oh, I need to rewatch that then. I didn't catch that.
There was a piece of gum or it was a stick of candy or something that she handed to, and I always
in that scene.
Yeah.
In that scene.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I need to rewatch that then.
Sam says, I think the image of the devil is more an image of Loki as the villain.
I agree, Sam. I agree fully with
Pretty clever.
that.
I
think that I agree. I think it's just going to be a version or something symbolizing Loki. Yeah.
Now we're
Do
gonna
not expect Mephisto. He ain't coming. Forget it.
Now we're gonna go to the trial of Loki. And the little badgering back and forth with the judge, I found actually very amusing. And this is where he, as an actor, shows his range and is so good. I love that part about him. Did you all like that part?
Oh, yeah. Now, you might get to know the judge there. That's Ravonna Renslayer. I think that's how you pronounce it. And she is sometimes wife of Kang, who we know is coming, who's already been cast and will be in Ant-Man 3. It's heavy. This is not trolling. This is heavily rumored that Kang will make some kind of appearance in Loki. We shall see. Whether
Kang's a really cool villain.
Yeah, I mean, do we get, as if anyone here doesn't know, Google Kang. He's a major Avengers villain, but he's also 4 different characters. He's Rama Tut in the early Egyptian times. He goes back and conquers that, fights Fantastic Four. Then he becomes Kang. Then he goes farther in the future and becomes Immortus. And then he actually becomes the Scarlet Centurion. So he's like 4 different characters, and they're all the same guy, but just scattered throughout time. So I don't know which version of Kang we'll get in Loki or if it actually happens, but a lot of really good sources are saying, hey, expect, I can't remember the actor's name who's cast as Kang, but for him to make an appearance in Loki. So
this actress has been on something else. I have seen her on something, and I can't pinpoint what it was.
It's like some kind of a CBS show, or I don't know.
It's driving me nuts, too, because the more I have her up right now, and the more I look at her, I'm like, I have seen her somewhere else. So if anybody out there can tell us before it drives me insane, I want to know what she's been on.
Doing an IMDb search on her. But
hey,
yeah,
Mr.
anyway.
Mr. Business.
That's
all for you.
Take a shot. Take a shot.
Now,
you, buddy.
At the same time, she introduces us to 3 very key characters to the whole thing. What do you call? Why am I drawing a blank? Where they're going back and forth, and she says, "I basically tell you what they're telling me," and
Yeah,
this
help me
whole
out, man.
the three people that's all centered around what
Oh, the time
time?
authority.
Yeah, the Time Authority.
Ooh, I did like that. See, I did like the retro cartoon.
Yep,
I thought that was great.
reminded me of the Jetsons.
Oh, I know what it reminded me of. Oh, I know what it was. Lost. Did it?
Ooh.
I know Ref has watched Lost.
I've
Coach,
watched
I
it.
don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember how I think they were the first to do that whole retro style? Remember on the island
Yeah.
and they show the video when they finally broke into the
Yeah.
tank and they start watching the video and it's this weird retro style and it really has this weird tone about it. I feel like they were the first to really do that. And this feels like kind of a similar. So I thought the cartoon was really cool. And I guess I like that because it shows, holy crap, these guys, and we can get into it later. I mean, they make Thanos power level look like nothing.
That's coming up here pretty quick, and we can go into it right now if you want to, but I'm showing the cartoon right now. That sort of threw me for a loop to where I was like, what the hell is going on? Why are these Infinity Stones like paperweights right now?
Yeah, when he says, "Oh yeah, we use them as paperweights," a lot of the other guys have them. Oh, what?
And Loki was like, "Holy crap!"
I think that was where Loki was like, "Okay, this is big time. You have flipping Infinity Stones in your drawer."
Yep.
I thought that was like, okay,
next to the Tesseract and everything,
yeah,
just sitting in there.
Yeah, it's like they're paperweights. Here, they're nothing.
Did you like the first time that why am I going to call him Owen Wilson every single time? But when Loki and Owen Wilson met for the first time, it looked like one of those big old IMAX. Do you remember those big old colorful IMAX?
Yeah,
that's what it looked like that he was using right there too.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I also really like, and Ref will probably know this, you know, Mobius, which is Owen Wilson's character. He's modeled after Mark Grunwald, and they even, you know, made him look a little bit like Mark Grunwald, which is pretty cool. Yes. So,
yeah.
So I love that nod, and I think that's really awesome. As such,
yeah, because
go ahead.
As much as I love Stan the Man, like Stan isn't the only person to, you know, there's some great writers and artists from yesteryear and Marvel history, you know. There's tons of them out there. Which, you know, Claremont with the X-Men and stuff like that, they can pay homage to some of these great artists and creators, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get kind of the A-list like Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby, John Romita Jr., and Chris Claremont. But then, you know, there's the guys just kind of below name recognition, like, you know, Bill Mantlo and Mark Grunwald and Roger Stern and Len Wein. I mean, some of those guys are Marv Wolfman, although his prominence has went up. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I agree. It's nice to see some of those really A-level talent that aren't as well known as the other guys and get some recognition.
Well, because those aren't as maybe knowledgeable about comics would assume that Stan Lee made everybody in the Marvel universe. Right. And
I mean, and he kind of did, but yeah, a lot of the other guys did enhance. You know, it's like Rob Liefeld gets all the credit for creating Deadpool, even though the Deadpool we see on screen is not, Rob Liefeld had nothing to do with. I mean, Joe Kelly, or is it Joe Casey? I always forget. Joe Kelly or Joe Casey?
Joe Casey.
Joe Casey? Yeah, Joe Casey's the guy who made Deadpool the jokey, kind of funny character he is that we all know and love, not Rob Liefeld. If you go back and read his first appearances, Deadpool is just like a generic assassin. So,
real quick, when him and Owen Wilson are sitting there talking, they are reminiscing basically with going back to old footages of Loki, his memory, basically.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
What did you think, and you're going to have to explain this a little bit, when he was in the plane and said, I have a bomb?
Yeah. I mean, he was actually, who did he say he was? Like, oh, you were so-and-so.
Yeah, that's what I rewound it a couple times and was trying to figure out who he said, and I couldn't really.
It's not that guy. Who was Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks? Catch Me If You Can. Was that who he was supposed to be? I mean, it's a real life person.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
And they were like, that was you?
Yeah.
Does anybody know,
I thought that
Sam?
was
Do you
clever.
know? Remember who he said? Sam should know. Sam will help us. And then he jumped
I can't
out, and then
remember.
he exploded.
Yeah.
So I thought that was just sort of funny.
Yeah, that was clever. And then, I don't know where we're at if you had the picture up, but I really. Oh, what's this? DB Cooper.
Yep. That was it.
Yeah. Hey, it's my brother-in-law might be watching. Hey, man.
Well, why isn't he talking?
I don't know.
Come on. Don't be bashful.
on,
You don't have
man.
to text people. You can talk in chat.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Say hi. Frank Abernathy. Patrick Hedges.
Oh, it's Frank Abernathy. So, yeah. That's not him.
Lauren says B.D. Cooper hijacked a plane, got a bunch of dollars, never been found, nor his dollars. So
there
that's
it
what
is.
was. Good
There
job,
it is.
Lauren.
You got it, man. God bless you.
Yeah, thanks for sharing it.
Was
What
that
scene are you
Lauren?
want me to find?
Was that Lauren?
Yeah.
Good job.
Yep, that was
God bless you,
Lauren.
Lauren.
She's the winner. She gets the gold star
Yeah,
today.
please tune in more. We need some help.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Ace
We need a lot.
Ace is
we need a lot
failing
of
in
help.
his old age.
We still got 6 people in here, and only 2 likes, so we need a lot of help.
Oh,
Oh,
hit
there should
those
be
like
6.
buttons. Come on, man.
What were you
Come
wanting me
on.
to? What part of the? Where you want me to try to find a?
Oh,
screenshot?
I thought the part, where he finally goes back and watches his whole reel, and sees his mom die, and then his dad and Odin die, and then him and Thor bond. And anyway, I was like, I thought that was a really great scene where Loki's like, oh man,
It's like a human all of a sudden.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're looking for a lot of action in this episode, you don't really get that. But I thought the groundwork is really laid out well for some cool episodes to come as Loki, goes through time, and I guess goes after a version of himself.
So let me poo-poo some stuff a little bit.
You
okay?
go.
Yeah,
You shit all over it.
Yeah, you take a steaming pile. Go.
Yep. I got a hot plate coming. So watching this with 2 younger children made it very difficult. This wasn't your Falcon and Winter Soldier. This wasn't even your Wanda and Vision, where they could find interest in it. I'm telling you, that's where I probably got a little bit lost. Maybe if I was watching it by myself and not with the boys, I would struggle a little. I would enjoy it more. And that's probably what I need to do. But I don't know necessarily that this is going to be something that is going to be.
Yeah, I don't think it's aimed at the kids. And I'm not saying that it's inappropriate. It's just I mean, they're going for
loopy.
that. They're going for a PG-13 Umbrella Academy. They're going for the Marvel version of Doctor Who. And I know you guys haven't watched Doctor Who, so I'm telling you that
I
I tried to watch
first
Doctor Who.
episode with mannequin hands, and
I
was
don't
over it.
just skip that first season, go to David Tennant, and then you'll fall in love.
Mannequin hands.
Yeah, that was rough. But anyway, I think that's what they're going for.
I will piggyback on what Ref's saying, because WandaVision, my kids and wife were confused. but they watched every episode with me.
Yeah.
I don't think they didn't watch this one with me. I watched it during work. I don't think I could get them to watch episode 2 after watching this one, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be for your more hardcore fans, your more hardcore sci-fi fans. I mean, this is a thinking show. This is a cerebral sci-fi stuff. This isn't Star Wars sci-fi either. This is more, I don't want to keep using the Doctor Who. I'm trying to think of another example that's kind of appropriate. It almost felt a little British in the style. So now
And
my wife watched it and she liked it.
Lauren just said exactly what we're saying. Her son gave up watching it after 10 minutes. Wasn't quick enough for him. And I mean, that it is what it was. And I'm going to tell you, though, if Marvel, not that I don't like it, because I did have an interest in it, and I want to watch more of it, because I think I'll learn more. But at the same time, if a very core group of certain age kids are not going to watch this, what will it actually do?
Yeah, I mean, again, yeah, it's a good question. It's just all about the streaming. Like, I think in streaming you can go for super niche demographics, and you're going to get the numbers.
Okay.
But it is a Marvel brand. I think you got to figure Kevin Feige is going to try every different style he can because every time it works. And right now,
Yeah, I can't.
It's at 96% Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's at 97 or 8% audience score. So again, it's one episode. There's still a lot more reviews that can come in, but right now it's knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, can't argue with that at all.
Yeah, I mean both critics and audience. So
we'll
see.
What am I supposed to tell our sons to watch? That's
say grow up, man.
Grow up, man.
I'm
You're
right
watching
now
trippy shit with me.
The picture I'm showing right now is the picture of the junk drawer that they called it, and everything that is in that junk drawer. And I know there are people out there that are going to pick every little item and figure out an Easter egg for every little item, but the Infinity Stones that are in there alone are just actually mind-blowing to me on what's going on.
That one was like, I mean, I felt what Loki felt in that. You're like, what?
Yeah.
You're flipping Infinity Stones in there? So the most powerful weapon or thing in the whole universe is a plaything, is junk. It's in a junk drawer.
It's junk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the Mind Stone that's sitting in there is gigantic. I mean, it's a huge Mind Stone.
So let me throw this at you then. This is where my mind started thinking. What was going to be a bigger threat than Thanos? Right? We're all kind of thinking, oh, come on. You built up to Thanos. He was the end all be all. It was an amazing finish. And now you just made coincidentally or whatever, made Thanos look like a joke in one scene. So you have already made whatever his threat level look like 0.
Yep.
And so now if you have someone like Kang the Conqueror if he's on the same level of the Time Variance Authority, you have just created a threat level so profound that is exciting to me as a fan to say, okay, now I might start getting excited about what the next big bad, so to speak, is for the Marvel Universe.
Kang would be perfect.
That's a really good, interesting. What about Galactus? Is he to that extent too?
Oh my gosh, if they've done this with Kang, because now Kang has always been a big threat for the Avengers, but he's not Galactus' threat.
Right.
Yeah. So exactly right.
But Kang's is interesting. It's more of an evolutionary threat. I think that's what's always fascinated me about Kang is his ability to mess with, the evolutionary processes of superhumans and superheroes. Wouldn't you agree, Ace?
Are you thinking high evolutionary? Or are you talking Kang?
Oh gosh, what? Okay.
You just got you got a flag down.
Uh,
I think we got set. We got oh, take a shot. Take a shot. That's a double shot, man. That's a double shot.
God, I'll
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
No, but Kang has always been interesting because of the time travel aspect. So he's
Time
always been
travel.
super
Yep.
powerful, and he's a warrior, so he can really he has vast armies at his beck and call. But yeah, and you go Galactus though, you're talking a force of nature, a universal force of nature. So yeah, both threats are going to be really exciting to see, in my opinion.
All right, so obviously Loki escaped, blah blah blah. We don't have to get into detail about that. What I thought was
Nah,
interesting after that, and he was holding the Tesseract and all that kind of stuff. They went to, well, him and Owen Wilson. Okay, give me Owen Wilson's name. I'm gonna do this again like I did in WandaVision. I can tell.
indeed.
Who's Owen Wilson?
Mobius,
Mobius.
Mobius, and Mobius.
Okay. So he was saying that we need your help actually catching someone, and the person we need to catch is you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, here's the thing to get ready for, guys, and for those of you who don't know the comics as well. I mean, there is a female Loki in the comics, and there is a kid Loki in the comics. So I think this Loki is going to run into those versions of himself. So
I'm going to say this, and I don't usually say anything bad about other streams that I watch because I actually enjoy the ones I watch a lot, and they do put in good work. But it's coming to the point where everybody is ready to be pissed off at something woke, and they don't even try to figure out what you just said. They just are
yeah,
going to hear that there's going to be a female Loki, and now they're pissed off that there's a female Loki. But if they would have done a little study on what you just said, it makes sense that something like that could happen.
yeah. I
Well,
mean, it's got foundational roots in the comics. So let's put the guns back down. Go ahead,
can I
Ref.
redeem myself a little bit?
Well, you better.
Uh,
uh, I think Loki in Young Adventures is, or I think Loki's character. I don't know. I was a little disappointed when I heard that he was going to come out as non-binary, and again, just something like that just doesn't really, like, why is that so important? I mean, has Loki's sexuality ever been explored in the MCU?
No,
No,
I mean that's
no.
well, they kind of did in Young Avengers, if I'm not mistaken. But look, I agree. It's never been an issue, even back around the Siege era, where Asgard came back from Ragnarok and was settled in Oklahoma. It was like, oh wow, now Loki is a woman, and it was like, well, he's the god of mischief, and he can kind of manipulate things however the hell he wants.
yeah.
But it wasn't like a message; it was just part of the story, and it was kind of like, oh, this is actually kind of clever. And but let me go back to Coach's point if I can. I'm glad you brought that up because yes, I got kind of irritated today of like, oh my gosh, and I'm not going to name the shows. We watch the same ones,
Were
but
they
it's
talking
like, can
about
you
hot
get?
toys?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, and there's two other ones too. I'm like, can you guys not be positive about anything? I said,
Right.
you now it's just about getting the hate clicks and the hate views. It's like, okay, you guys are just pandering now. You're not even being honest with any kind of opinion, and or you're just so ate up with negativity you refuse to see anything even halfway positive.
Yep.
It's kind of getting old. Like, okay, you're turning into nothing better than what you rail against all the time.
And I'm to the point where I'm going to be honest with you. If I don't like something, I'm going to at least be honest with you that I don't like it and why.
Yeah, I it
But
should
I'm
you
not going to
should
just not like something on what we're hearing could happen on something. It's gotten way out of hand, and
right.
I I enjoy those people, and I feel like the amount of time that I've been watching, they've gotten worse. They've gotten to where they don't like anything.
Nope. It's
And
like out of hand. Whatever it is, that's terrible. That's
it's
shit. It's garbage.
it's going crazy. We
Okay.
got
Yeah.
we got some comments that I want to say real quick. Unfinished Business says he's gonna finish his drink and take a shot with a yawn that Ref just did. Sam says that the Infinity Stones don't work like that. They work within the parameters of the universe to which they are bound to, which I understand that. And Lauren
Yeah.
says,
Yeah. I
right,
get that too.
but also TVA said magic doesn't work at their base. Can't think of a correct word. Why are we shocked that Infinity Stones are just paperweights? It's just the thought of an Infinity Stone being a paperweight to me.
Yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying. You're absolutely right. Yeah, everything is just kind of power. Yeah, that makes sense. But I think it's like, oh wow, it's still an Infinity Stone and it's power. It's there. It's like completely powerless. It's just
Yeah.
shocking.
It's just to go to that extent is just like mind blown. I mean, it makes sense,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
still mind
It
blown.
makes right.
Okay,
Exactly.
so
That was kind of my feeling.
before we quit talking about Loki, I want to talk about the very end. They came up with it was in 1858 in Oklahoma, if you remember, and they were
Yeah.
trying to find somebody, and they were burning a field. So we didn't really officially see, but my guess is this is Loki.
Well, it certainly seems that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so Loki's gonna go there and help try to so this is really gonna be what this whole show's about.
Yeah, I think we can expect almost every episode Loki's somewhere in time and space, like or some alternate dimension or whatever. And that's why I have like a minuscule amount of hope. A minuscule. Is it almost zero that we're gonna see Squadron Supreme in some form.
I don't think we are. I think we're
No,
going
I
way too
know.
hopeful for that.
Damn it, but I'm gonna hold out
I
tiny
mean, I
bit of
would
hope,
love it,
just a little bit.
and everybody in here, I want to hear from you. Would you love to see Squadron Supreme come out of Loki? How do you think it will happen? And I think something like that. They're gonna wait for a movie to come out in.
I know, and chances are we would have heard leaking of like, oh, so and so actor got cast in Loki. We're not going to say who, but after a while, you can start connecting dots. Like, oh, that guy's probably playing Hyperion, or that
Yeah.
guy's probably playing Doctor Spectrum. But we haven't heard anything. So, again, I don't know.
They're shouting out to Mark Grunwald. I mean, it would only make sense.
I know that. Thank you, Ref. I was thinking that could be though. Like, man, that would be the ultimate like salute to Mark Grunwald. You've got Mobius in there, which is actually based on Mark Grunwald, not only in the show but in the comics. When you see Mobius in the comic books, he looks like Mark Grunwald. And if you could have Squadron Supreme, his crowning achievement, man, that would be so cool. But not hold my breath.
I would be for it, but I just don't think they're going to give it to us. I mean,
I think you're right.
I don't mean to be the Debbie Downer of the bunch, but I just don't think.
You're like Rush Limbaugh always says, you're the mayor of Realville.
Okay, so Sam says he thinks the one in the fire is the female Loki, and the female Loki is going to be the bad Loki.
Yeah, Sam, man, we're right there with. I'm right there with you. I agree. I think that figure is female, and I think you're right. I think that'll be the female Loki. Yep, I agree. I'm putting my bet on that one too.
Okay, and he's saying no Squadron Supreme.
Come on, man.
Damn you, Sam.
Alive.
All right, Sam. All right, we're turning off live. Bye.
Ref, I want to hear from you. Where do you think this is going, and what is your wild prediction that Loki can lead to? Because Loki is only 6 episodes, correct?
Yeah.
So what do you think, Ref?
I don't even squander predictions with these Marvel Universe shows. Like I've been not let down.
Damn you, Ref! This is what our people want to hear. They want to hear our predictions.
Damn it!
Go negative. Go negative.
Yeah,
I don't know. I hope it. I hope it doesn't get as, And yes, it is good to have a show out there in the Marvel Universe that makes you kind of think a little bit, but it's also sometimes I don't want to have to think too much. Sometimes I just want to sit. Like I've always relied on Marvel shows to just sit there and like drool and not have to think too much. So
I think that's
I'm
a great
hoping,
point. I do.
yeah, I'm hoping that it does that because I think DC, our CW shows sometimes uh, take a different
Uh,
approach. They're not as I don't know, laid back and fun loving, and they're just plain dark.
but I mean, I'll play devil's advocate on that though, in the
Yeah,
sense
you
of
will.
I. Well, it's like, hey, you got all these shows on Disney Plus. You can't have them all be cookie cutter, and I mean, this is an opportunity to try something different. And as much as people, you're going to lose either way. You try something really different, people are going to like, ah, damn it, this ain't Marvel, this is shit. Or if after a while they're like, it's same old Marvel shit. Seen one show, you seen them all. So, where as an artist or whatever, as a filmmaker, where's the balance to go? Because you probably do have to. I think there's a lane, like you don't want to go so far out. I mean, I'm thinking my opinion of Eternals is degrading. I think that one, and we won't go into it, but I think that one's going to go so far out. It's going to be like, whoa, man,
Too far.
this is way too far. But again, you don't want to make everything Iron Man jokey action joke, and so there's kind of a lane to stay in where, well, maybe we have pieces of that, but we got to try a little something different.
But they've made is it Tom Huddleston? Is that his name?
Hiddleston.
Hiddleston? Is
Yeah,
that Loki's name? Um,
right.
they've made him kind of a jokey character. And did you see any jokey in that first
Mm,
episode?
The
Maybe
tag,
well,
hints?
grabbing
yeah.
the tag and stuff, and that was pretty dang funny. I thought.
Okay.
Well, and then the whole judge thing was pretty funny. And then when
Yep.
his clothes get burned off, and then he has to
That was hilarious.
sign his every word he's ever spoken, that felt.
Yeah, that was funny, but that didn't have anything to do with Loki. It was just the writing of
True.
around him. So
That,
yeah,
like, again, that was very Umbrella Academy to me.
yeah, it was reminded me of. I don't know.
Have
It's
you
just
ever
a weird
questioned who's the
reminder, but it
smartest in
reminded
the
me of
Marvel
Beetlejuice.
universe? Let's
I
start the
I don't
debate
know.
and give our top 5.
I don't
Bruce
know
Oh,
about
Banner.
that right now.
Beetlejuice. Yeah, Beetlejuice. I like that. Yeah. That's a really good analogy. That was
Mm-hmm.
very tonally similar, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's another movie where you're in the afterworld and everything's retro and kind of cheap, and technology is just,
Mm-hmm.
that's the style. That seems to be the go-to kind of thing to do. So,
Love
Lauren,
that
by
movie
the
when I was growing
way,
up.
Lauren, by the way, says, "Boo, go back to yawning, ref."
Shots fired!
Man,
Jesus!
you almost made him spit out his drink on that one. That was awesome.
wow. Unfinished
Man,
business. Take a shot just because. Let's do
yeah,
it.
Sam
man,
says he's waiting for an A-team type show. We already have Lethal Weapon team. Yeah, we did have the Lethal Weapon team with Sam and Winter Soldier.
Hey, my last thought on Loki is this. I think, yeah, we've got to remember. I think we've learned through 2 series, like, these are only so much is going to happen in them.
True.
That none of these shows are going to have this groundbreaking, amazing stuff because they're saving it for the movie.
True.
All those damn expectations we got for WandaVision. And then now I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, holy crap, I remember all these inside sources. Oh, that's Songbird from Thunderbolts. Oh, there's another member of the Thunderbolts, Jolt. That she's in that the Asian woman who befriended Bucky in the very first episode. She was supposed to be Jolt from the Thunderbolts. No, we didn't get any of that crap. We got U.S. Agent and Battlestar. That's it.
Yep.
Well, of course, Baron Zemo for his mask for 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
So I think, okay, you burned me twice. Now I'm not going to expect big things. I'm going to expect a decent Loki story that has some cool ideas, and that's probably all we can get.
And I think that's a fair point. And I think, the biggest thing that this is introducing us to is the time variance, time travel, and I think that's what we're going for.
Absolutely.
And
You hit the nail on the head.
and I'm starting to understand my bias. We're getting a time variance without having a fucking booster gold. This is ridiculous. Excuse my language. Shit. Damn it.
You do realize we're talking about Marvel, right? Yeah.
I know.
Hey, I know.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
I know I don't know a
Well,
lot about this, but I
we
even
get
know
it.
that.
We get time, like, I've been reading comics for 10 years, and like DC's the only one that I've read anything that's been a play on time stuff and whatnot. Like
Hey.
I'll be honest, I've never read anything in Marvel other than Kang.
I'm telling you right now, once again, Marvel Studios beats DC to the punch. Every flipping time they beat them to the punch.
Yep.
Every time. And
Sam,
they did it again.
Sam,
and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Ref. Marvel has extremely limited kind of time stuff where DC has Time Masters, Rip Hunter, Booster Gold, Legion of Superheroes. It's all over the place.
Yep.
And Sam just basically agrees with us that it's not going to be doing anything big, but it's going to be, a good series. So I hope it is.
Yep.
I'm going to be watching it by myself, so I think that'll help me.
Well, it'll be, time alone is time well spent.
All right.
Or whatever.
We are now going to switch gears, and we do have a TikTok. So if anybody wants to know, our TikTok account is basically what you see here, Defenders of Comics.
Get it.
We today, we can celebrate a little bit. We hit 10,000 followers today.
We're partying. It's party time.
Yep. I am excited.
The streamers are out, man.
We can get 4 cents now per 1,000 views. I mean,
are we going to get 4 pennies?
4 cents. Woo!
Oh, man, this is maybe the greatest day ever.
I know we have to make 10 videos to get 1,000 views, but we can do it.
We got this. We got
4
this,
cents.
man.
And you notice we talk about TikTok and somebody leaves.
Well, he got all upset about Booster Gold, so he had to go collect himself.
So one of the great debates that has been on our TikTok here lately, and we're going to go with this one, is the top 5 brains in Marvel. And I'm telling you, I got hate for what I did on this, but hey, I still don't think I'm wrong.
Man, no, it's right. Yeah, it's correct.
It's correct. He's back. Bruce Banner. I need to.
I'm okay. I better.
All
right.
You
collect yourself.
So I did. I did the top 5. If you want to talk about any of them before this that I did not put in, this would be the time to do it.
Okay.
I think the one that I didn't put in there, and you are probably mad that I didn't, is Moon Girl.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I have my reasonings.
I mean, here's I'm probably with you because, and then the other one that we're getting shredded over is, Shuri.
Yeah.
And I think we have I
would agree with that.
I think there's a valid reason why Shuri's not in that.
Yep.
Because we're not talking about the MCU, we're talking about comics.
The biggest argument that I had on the Shuri one was they kept saying that she was doing all this stuff and Tony Stark can't. And I was trying to argue Tony Stark didn't have the technology that she did. So you're telling me if he would have had that this whole time that he couldn't have done what Shuri was doing? And I just didn't get that argument at all.
Yeah, I mean, they can say, look, I like Shuri. She's a cool character. I actually prefer in the movies to the comic version, but yeah, exactly right. Like, look, at the end of the day, Tony created flipping time travel in Endgame without any Wakandan technology.
Right.
So, I mean, again, let's go back to the first Iron Man. and the great scene with Jeff Bridges and the kid from A Christmas Story. He's like, Tony Stark created this in a cave.
Yep.
With junk and wire or whatever he said, in a cave. So it's like, yeah, Tony Stark is a genius level. If he had access to the technology you have in Wakanda, who knows what he could come up with.
Lauren said, well, I want to say this before we do it, said that, pause, doesn't Doctor Strange use time travel as well?
Doesn't Doctor Strange use time travel? Oh, yeah, he has the time stone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then Sam says, someone ring the bell. Ref has had way too much to drink.
Actually, it's just been an emotionally exhausting day.
Well,
And
every day is an emotional exhaustion of a day.
for me, of course.
And then Unfinished Business, of course, is in love with Tony Stark, and he keeps talking about him. Okay, so Sam is bringing up... Oh, my gosh,
get a room.
Sam is bringing up some guys that we'll talk about real quick before we get to our top 5.
All right, let's do it.
Living Tribunal.
Well, for a brain? Well, I know Sam knows he knows his stuff, man. I guess I don't think of him as a brain. He's a cosmic entity, like a eternity, or Lord Order, or Order and Chaos, or some of the other In-Betweener, the Stranger, Shaper of Worlds. So I guess I always put him in that category. So I don't really go there with. I'm thinking, our earthly guys that are, intelligent. So, but I mean, he's not wrong. So.
Then he also brings up Galactus.
Again, I view Galactus as in that tier as well. He's a force of nature. He's he's not even from this universe. He's the last remnant of his dying universe, and then came here and at the dawn of this universe. So,
and then the last one he talks about is Thanos, and I'm guessing it's the same thing. What you're talking about the others.
Yeah, I mean, Thanos is less of a cosmic entity. I mean, he's definitely more of a grounded, I guess, humanoid, for lack of a better word. So, yeah, I mean, Thanos is definitely up there too. I think someone in our chat had also talked about the High Evolutionary, but I guess I think when Coach and I had talked about this list, we're thinking of your kind of earthbound kind of core characters, whereas Thanos is almost God level.
Yeah.
And Galactus is godlike, and then even the High Evolutionary, who, yes, was a human. However, his name's the High Evolutionary, and he's evolved into something more than human. So we kind of kept it, to your earth-based stuff. So.
Yep. And then Lauren says, hold on to those feelings, we're talking comics. And, it's supposed to be fun.
Hold on to those feelings.
So, now let's get to my...
Is that a song?
I don't think so.
Maybe.
But you just made it up, so sure.
I made it up, man.
Now let's get to R, and I'm going to put all of us in the same boat. That means you too, Ref. Our top 5. So it starts with Bruce Banner.
Let's go. Brucey.
I don't know how you can argue Bruce Banner is a top 5.
You can't. And if you do, you're out.
I mean, we didn't go into detail about Moon Girl, but I just don't feel like she has enough of an origin yet to even be in the top 5. I need more information than just she's so smart to put her in front of everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. Well, like Amadeus Cho.
Yes.
Who, he's the 7th smartest guy. That was kind of his thing. So, he's definitely in the conversation. And then Moon Girl, I guess, what did she jump to number 1 or 2 or something like that? And I guess if we want to be like, okay, well, Marvel says it is, so it is, and it's the comics we're talking about.
Hell no, this is my opinion, your opinion, Ref's opinion. That's all that matters.
But yeah, it doesn't feel earned yet. It's just kind of like, oh, hey, here's a new character. She's the smartest one in the Marvel universe because we say it is, and you can do that. But I'm not ready to put her in the category of years of comic. At least Amadeus Cho has been around for quite a while and played a pretty significant part in a lot of storylines.
Mm.
So I feel like he's earned his place in the top 10. And I like him a lot. He's a great character. So Moon Girl is, I mean, she's basically a scholastic character. I mean, her comic sells for shit, but a lot of the trades do well with grade school and book fairs
Oh,
because
gotcha.
it's kind of a Dogman style
Yeah.
comic. It's so kiddie and then that's why Marvel's making a Disney cartoon on Disney Channel instead of a MCU project. So
Good point. Ref, I'm going to put you on the spot. Why do you feel Bruce Banner should be here?
I, I think Bruce Banner, he's just so witty. I mean, and I'll even give old liberal actor boy credit. I think he has the intelligence of what Bruce Banner is. Like he is a scientist through and through. Most of these guys that we're probably going to talk about are scientists. They're people who are able to, work through any different problem. You know, I'm probably going to have some additions at the end. I know, Coach said, add some people now if so choose it. But
Oh,
I
he's going to
may have
kill
some
me.
more additions. Huh?
You're going to kill me. Okay, Josh, or sorry, Ace. Why is he top 5 worthy?
why is Bruce top
Yep.
5? Well, he's a premier gamma scientist. Come on, he created the Hulk. Period. That's he's top 5. That's all. That's all we need to say, really. But okay, that's not enough. Well, he's inadvertently responsible for the Abomination. He's responsible for She-Hulk. He's responsible for Scar. He's responsible for Rick Jones turning into A-Bomb. I mean, everything Gamma in the whole Marvel universe. All these, everyone's piggybacking on his breakthrough because he created the ultimate weapon in the Incredible Hulk. So yeah, that's why.
Why is he smarter than Doc Samson?
Why is he smarter than Doc Samson?
I think
Doc
Doc
Samson is
Samson.
a psychiatrist. Doc Samson is
Oh, so
a
so
therapist who ain't worth a damn.
Gotcha. By the way,
No, but Leonard Sampson is a very respectful psychiatrist, but he's no scientist.
okay, real quick,
oh, so
Sam says Banner has failed in so many ways that he just can't. He is smart, yes, but he's more like Stephen Hawking smart.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Stephen Hawking's pretty
That's why I was
respected.
like, isn't Stephen Hawking's pretty damn smart? I mean,
He's pretty damn smart.
hey, I'm smart,
So,
but I'm just Stephen Hawking smart.
yes, that's one of the smartest guy.
I'm only marginally good at sports. I'm kind of Michael Jordan level good. But
Only Tom Brady-ish.
Sam, we love you, man. We love you.
Oh, Sam is insanely good. He's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
we love you, man.
So number 4 that we all sort of picked, right, Ref? We all picked this, and this
Yeah, we
is
did.
you should be good with this one. Hank
Yeah,
Pym.
you better be, Ref.
Yes. Okay. I was hoping he'd be.
The Rodney Dangerfield of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, I can go with
Mhm.
that.
I mean, the
But he
Pym
totally
particles.
deserves to be there.
Yeah, the Pym particles. I mean, puts him up there to begin with, and then I just think of all of the things that he has touched through, and all the heroes. Ace was good about talking about like She-Hulk and whatnot that Bruce Banner has touched and has made prominent. But what all was Hank? He's made Ant-Man the way he is, so he's dealing with O'Leary and Scott Lang and even Janet Van Dyne with her stuff, and dealing with Cassie Lang and I don't know if he help Bill Foster or anything
Oh yeah.
with
Oh yeah.
yeah, and
Anything.
dealing with all the
Any of
giant,
that is Hank Pym.
yeah, anything to do
And
with
lest
shrinking
we
in.
forget, he created Ultron. Not how it
Yes.
was.
Yeah,
He created Ultron.
This is what
yeah, don't
pisses me
listen to
off.
MCU.
This is what pisses me off about the MCU and the Marvel comic difference. And when I
Yeah.
would try to tell people that in the comments, their minds blown because they don't understand it.
They
Because
don't.
it
They don't
wasn't in the
comprehend it.
movies that way.
Right. It's like, well, it didn't happen. Well, yeah, actually, he created Ultron, and that's pretty major theme to this day, and his guilt over creating Ultron.
Yep.
So, yeah,
That was kind of the demise of Hank Pym, and it's the unfortunate part. And they've made some recent stories about Hank Pym trying to defeat Ultron in some ways. And
man, I don't even know where Hank is these days. Last I knew, he'd merged with Ultron, and it was a big shit show. Is that still what's happening with him?
no, I haven't seen him since.
Okay, I don't know if it's been updated or not, but I'm like, and Marvel just can't not. They can't quit disrespecting Hank. He constantly gets disrespected all the time. Every time he gets redeemed, some asshole comes on, a new writer, and like, Hank Pym's shit again. So it's really annoying.
And his creation of Ultron was pure at heart. I mean, he I don't know, Ace, can you say his creation of Ultron was mainly about redeeming himself for what he did as Yellow Jacket, wasn't it?
I don't think so. I think he became Yellow Jacket over his guilt from creating Ultron, and he kind of had a split personality there for a little bit because of his feelings of inadequacy and then the guilt over creating Ultron.
Hmm.
I mean, it's been so long since I read those stories as a kid. I can see the visual art like from John Buscema right now, where if you go Google the very first Ultron, he looks so bad. He's like this box. But
Yeah.
anyway, the point is, on the one hand, I felt he gets disrespected in the MCU too, but I do, it's disappointing as a fan we never got to see him in his prime and him actually being a founding member of the Avengers in the movies.
Uh-huh.
But if we go back to that first Ant-Man movie, you do kind of see how intelligent Hank is, and he's one of the top. He kind of even makes fun of Stark, like Stark. He's got nothing on. He didn't say this, but basically, he's got nothing on me from what I created. So, they do give him his due as far as his intelligence. So
Sam says Hank Pym probably my number 5. Very smart, but his emotions and doubt, and he makes mistakes.
Sam,
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
have to go get another beer.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Speaking of
Yeah.
segue,
Ref can't handle that one. That's rough.
Ultron came first, Sam said. Speaking of that, if Unfinished Business is in here, he might blow a gasket at this next pick. Because the next pick, number 3, is Tony Stark.
Yeah, because, well, here's the deal, guys. We love Tony. He's top. He's 3. But when you hear the next 2, it's irrefutable. Sorry. That's the end of story.
He's no Reed Richards, man.
I mean, it's just Tony is where he's at. I mean, there's no way that you put Bruce over him or Shuri or
There's an
T'Challa
argument with Pym, though, I think.
Oh, sure.
I think you could argue Pym. But yeah, I definitely give the nod to Tony, though. There's no doubt. I mean, it's close. I mean, in their respective sciences, but Tony's the more well-rounded scientist.
I'm going to go, actually, I'm going to do something that I get tired of people doing, but I'm going to go to the movies. And in the first Avengers, it was amazing to me how hard Bruce was working and trying to figure things out. And Tony just walks in there like nothing, messing around with him and talking to everybody else, and then all of a sudden he already figures everything out and is like, this
Well,
is no
yeah.
problem.
I mean, then okay, that's a great point. And then go all the way to Endgame. It's like, okay, when he really put his mind to it, yep, he figured it out. Time travel.
Time travel.
I mean, so yeah. So, and Bruce was struggling with that, if we recall.
Yep, exactly.
So,
and I would love to have seen what Tony Stark could have done with all the vibranium and all that kind of stuff. It would have been insane.
oh yeah.
So, well, I mean, so again, where does Tony's dad fit on the whole spectrum too?
Who cares?
But I feel Tony's dad was just more. Wasn't he just more into making weapons and stuff like that? I mean, I know he did other stuff, but not compared to what Tony does.
Yeah, like when Tony referred to himself as the mechanic in like Iron Man 3, it's like, well, it's true. You are basically a super mechanic. But he was so much more than that. Whereas I would kind of classify his dad as a mechanic. Like,
Yeah.
He's building cars, weapons, whatever, more mechanics. So, I mean, when Tony figures out time travel, you ain't no mechanic when you're doing that. Or you're not just a mechanic.
That's true.
Sam says his number 4 would be Hank McCoy, the Beast.
Mm-hmm. Dang it, Sam. Yes, I wanted to bring him up after we get through this. Yeah, Hank McCoy is oh my gosh, though. I don't know if you guys have read up on the comics, but they have ruined that character. He is an
abomination.
He's an abomination in the comics. He's such an F up. He's so smart at everything he does, just screws things up and makes it worse. He's the most unlikable. I don't know who's writing him. He's the most unlikable.
They make him a dick.
He's a terrible dick. He's awful.
Mm-hmm.
But Sam is right. Hank McCoy definitely has to be in the conversation. Mm-hmm. I think he does flirt. He doesn't make my top 5, but he's right there. He's like right there. So he's got to be in the conversation for sure.
All right. Number 2, and I got heat for this, and I understand it, but I think we knew this. Picking him number 2 is Dr. Doom.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's come on, man. Doom is the premier villain, the premier mind of the Marvel Universe. As we'll get to, he falls short. We can give you examples. But, I mean, this guy, did someone say this in our chat? Or there's a line somewhere like, Godhood is beneath Doom. That's like, during the first Secret Wars, he defeated the Beyonder and got his power.
Yeah.
And he's done it twice. He did it and then in the newest Secret Wars. So twice he's become a god, and he actually thinks it's beneath him now. Like, it's not. That doesn't rise to the level of Doom. So, yeah, plus he's a master of the mystic arts. He's almost Doctor Strange level.
And he's also almost right there with the next guy on all the sciences and everything that he has.
Oh yeah, and I mean he obviously views himself as much smarter than our number 1, which everyone's probably figured it out. But oh yeah, so in his mind he is the smarter one. He's always been the smarter one, and he's always trying to catch up to him, even though he has been put in his place several times. But when you think of what Doom has done and what he's achieved with sorcery, he can build armor as strong as Tony's, and his intelligence level is through the roof. Yeah, I mean he's only like this much behind our number 1. Like it's
yeah. And speaking of that, right before we get into this, Sam says, nope, Reed Richards is number 2.
Oh,
well, those be fighting words, amigo.
Because Sam, who's number 1?
Because our number 1 is Reed Richards. I'm luckily,
undoubtedly
people come into our information to try to get smarter, and we give them information like this. It's the accurate number 1. Reed Richards has got to be number 1.
We give him cold, hard facts.
The only one that can actually argue number one, Reed Richards, is his daughter.
Hmm?
Yeah, the and we don't put her on the list only because, I mean,
There's
we're
not much
talking our
about her at all.
adults. Well, I mean, has been in the last few years. I mean, she's definitely growing in character and growing in prominence. Yeah, I mean, they've made insinuations like, oh man, she's almost as smart as Reed, or before too long she's going to be smarter than Reed. So the potential is there. Like, yeah, she probably will end up being the smartest in the entire Marvel universe. But right now, it's still Reed.
Now, didn't Reed do something with time travel too?
Oh, he's done so much. I mean, you name it, he's done it. I mean, and at times his arrogance has got him in trouble. His he's almost like Sheldon, from Big Bang. He's so smart and sometimes is uncaring.
I love that.
I mean, he cares desperately about his family, but at times he gets so focused that he, loses all perspective on what is really important. And then Sue has to come and kind of smack him into place and come back to earth. But yeah, he's got in trouble with it a lot too. But I mean, Reed is like the one character. Like, there's a council of Reeds in the multiverse because he's the smartest guy in the multiverse, and all these different Reeds get together. And I mean, that's during Jonathan Hickman's run, which I really want to reread because Jonathan Hickman is like a like, I mean, he's too smart. He's super
smarter
smart.
than anybody.
Yeah. So, and he writes like it too. So sometimes his stuff is really dense and hard to grasp the first time around. But who better than him to write Reed Richards? And that was some great Fantastic Four run, if anyone's interested. So
that is our list. It did. I'm going to be honest. It did very well on TikTok for us. We did have complainers, but it is what it is. But that's sort of what, I mean, I will be quite honest. That's sort of what we wanted.
Yeah, we want people to debate and talk and give their opinions. I think as far as honorable mentions, lastly, Hank McCoy definitely right. Yeah, there could be an argument to move him over Bruce. Could. Anyway, Hank McCoy. I mean, other ones, Shuri is. Real quick, we'll say about Shuri though is like, really, her intelligence is only to the level in the movies.
That's what I was going to say. So is that even one to put in there when we're doing it based on comics?
I mean, historically, she wasn't at that level. Now, they've since made her that way in the comics because of the movies. But I don't know if I view that as fair. But I do think, Amadeus Cho, Moon Girl, right now, she still is said to be one of the smartest. So Moon Girl, Hank McCoy, Shuri, I guess. Definitely T'Challa is right up there too. He's definitely top 10. And then you've got Adam Brashear, Blue Marvel. So,
and Blue Marvel,
Stephen Strange.
Stephen Strange. I mean, he's really smart, but I mean, I'd probably.
He's one of the best surgeons.
What the hell's that got to do with anything?
You have to. Okay, so
talk about comics.
Professor Ed, I think we're forgetting Charles Xavier. So
yeah,
he's in there too.
Okay, Magneto. Sam is still yelling Dr. Doom #1. All these reads and only one Doom.
Well, God bless you.
I mean, keep trying, Sam. Keep trying. We love you, but keep trying. Yeah.
Hey, Sam, stand by your convictions.
I think anybody with I'm gonna make more of an argument for Doctor Strange is anybody with the power of Sorcerer Supreme should be in a very knowledgeable thing.
You're breaking up.
Like
really getting hard. So, is he spazzing, or is there like a pause going on? Wrong? What's happening? No, Doc is up there.
Oh yeah. Maestro, I mean, like there's some up there. He's clever.
Yeah. I mean, there are some other brains out there. We won't get too far down the rabbit hole, like the Mad Thinker, and
I mean, if somebody wants to make another TikTok to go against the TikTok that was made, they are 100% okay with trying that.
I feel like a gauntlet was thrown, but that's just me. That's just me.
I mean,
this is rough here.
This is a great segue into the next topic that we're going to say, and that is top 10 Marvel fighters. And man,
this one gets me excited.
This one was even worse on the people going after me than the brains. I mean, there were some pissed off people.
I love it.
So,
I know. Someone got into
Coach
it
always be
bit.
pissing people off. Way to go, Coach.
Well, I need backup, ref.
Well, I got your back.
I don't know.
They're just gonna have to watch the YouTube videos.
Okay, so let's set up parameters for our video.
Okay.
So there were some good names thrown out there, like why not Blade? Why not?
Ooh, wait. Before
He's waited.
Just wait for a second.
Frozen.
Sam makes a really good point, ref. Doctor Strange isn't the smartest guy on his street.
Okay, that sounds like a riddle.
What does he mean?
Riddle me this.
At first, he isn't the supreme sorcerer, is he?
No, obviously he's got to do
the ancient
that.
one.
So if the ancient one isn't on this list, how can Doctor Strange be?
Well, why isn't Dr. Voodoo? I mean, seriously, like,
Ugh.
I mean, Doctor Strange, even before he was Sorcerer Supreme, was like, it's a very intelligent man.
Yeah, he's
I would
up there. But, okay, can he do molecular biology? Can he do time travel? Can he?
I bet he can. He just hasn't tried.
Can he do? Can he create Pym particles? Can he create the ultimate nullifier? Can he? I mean, these are all things that the other guys have done. Can he do gamma radiation and cure or create, creatures through that? No.
Yep.
Is he the master of sorcery and, is he the sorcerer supreme? Yeah.
Yep.
But
I'm going to go on a DC rant and say, why is it Ted Cord on this list? Damn it.
Oh, my God. Get out of there.
All right, so now let's go ahead and segue. So go through your parameters that you were just about to talk about.
Oh, okay. So the parameters we kind of went by is like, okay, Blade. Historically, Blade in the old days was a decent fighter. He was never a master fighter. He got his butt kicked in almost every issue of Tomb of Dracula. It wasn't really until the Blade Wesley Snipes movie and that's because Wesley Snipes is a master martial artist, did he become this really expert in fighting skills. But also he's half vampire. And so he has an advantage. We're kind of looking at your more street or peak human, which is what Cap is, peak human. With Blade being half a vampire, he's got, he can lift a couple tons. The same with a Karnak, who has enhanced strength. The same with Gamora, who has a couple of tons level of strength. Karnak is also an Inhuman and has his abilities gifted to him. Mm-hmm. Black Panther, much the same way. His powers. Is he an amazing fighter? Oh yeah, but it's more gifted to him by the Panther God. Same with Spider-Man. His power, he's naturally gifted with the spider bite, and all of a sudden he can fight.
Yeah, look at him before the spider bite.
Right, yeah, he couldn't do anything. So we're talking about guys like Cap, who've trained for years. And we'll go through the list, but that's our parameter.
Okay, so we do have some honorable mentions before we get to the top 10. And the first one we talked about was Black Tarantula.
Man, I love this character. He does not get enough play, does not get enough love. When they first introduced him, he was such a threat to Spider-Man. It was like, holy crap, this guy is going to be legit. And he kind of got depowered a little bit and was like, okay, he's not as scary now. But then he leveled out and became this great fighter and was kind of in Daredevil and the Shadowland crossover with Daredevil and kind of became an ally. So he's a master martial artist. I think he's an amazing character. I want to see more of him. But yeah, honorable mention.
All right, so let me get to the next honorable mention, and that is actually going to surprise some people, and that's Hawkeye.
Yeah, people don't realize how much of a fighter he is, and he learned directly from Cap for years. And really, when he went out and became the leader of the West Coast Avengers, he was a hell of a fighter. I mean, he had to be. He can't just rely on his bow and arrow all the time.
Right. I mean,
So
he is going to run out of arrows at some point.
yeah, so he's got to be able to kick ass, and he does.
Well, and when he was Ronin, like really, he was awesome.
No, yeah, yeah, and they showed that part in the movies at least too. So
And then the next one is going to be White Tiger.
yeah, White Tiger doesn't get enough love. I mean, especially the Hector Ayala version. I mean, he ended up getting killed and passing the tiger totem to his niece. There's a third White Tiger as well. She was momentarily White Tiger. I think it's his cousin or something, and then his niece has it now. And those two are the best known White Tigers. But even though they have a totem that enhances some of their fighting ability, it's all street level stuff. And White Tiger was introduced in the 70s during the whole karate explosion with some of the other Marvel characters we'll talk about. And he's a superb fighter.
And real quick, Sam says Black Tarantula is straight up hands, deserves a spot there. And then Sam says, damn, I had Hawkeye in my top 10.
Eesh.
Yeah, I mean, Hawkeye's good, man. You're not wrong. I mean, it was a little bit of a debate whether he would make our top 10. He's my personal top 10. I love Hawkeye.
And then the next guy we have on the honorable mention is the Shroud.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know this character, he's completely badass. He got trained by gosh, what's the monk tribe? Kaliki or something. Anyway, he gets branded with the shroud. He's blind. He's kind of like Daredevil meets the Shadow. That's basically him. The Shadow meets Daredevil. He's got ability to control darkness, and then he's just straight up hand to hand. And he's a guy that pretends to be a bad guy in order to take down the bad guys. So he leads like a criminal organization, and that's very reminiscent of like the Green Hornet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Then this was close on something else that I did, but Long Shot's next.
Yeah, long shot, he's a mutant. Maybe Sam can help. He's from Mojo World, so he's got hollow bones, and so he's a little lighter on his feet. But he's always like one of the best fighters in the X-Men world. He's a longtime X-Men member. I'm still pissed they canceled his gallery statue. But so yeah, along with another X-Men we'll talk about, a lot of natural fighting ability.
All right. Now, next one is going to be, if I can get to it real quick, Gambit.
Yeah, I mean, what's there to say about Gambit? He's
Looks cool as hell.
I love Gambit. He's I can remember when he premiered, and it was a big deal if there was ever a new X-Men. Now there's a new X-Men every week. But, back then it was like, holy crap, we got a new X-Men, and he's awesome.
I like it. The thing about Gambit I like is his off the wall Cajun accent. I think that's the coolest thing about it. Him, his skills and whatnot are cool as hell, but his personality and his Cajun accent, like he talks differently than most.
Yeah, I mean, that was always his endearing quality. He's a master thief, and he's a master of the bow staff, and so yeah, I mean, between him and Longshot and another X-Men we'll talk about, those guys are some of the best hand-to-hand fighters. So,
and then Sam says Shroud highly underrated, so He agrees with
Oh
me
my
on that.
gosh, yeah, highly underrated,
Then
criminally underrated.
okay, I have a reason why this guy did not make it in the top 10, and I think it's a valid reason, but I also got a lot of heat for not having him in the top 10, and
Ooh.
that's Taskmaster.
I
so
agree with
why?
Coach.
No,
Yeah, it's kind of
I
it's
need
almost like
reason.
he's an asterisk. He's like the Mark McGuire of
Because he can mimic everybody's fighting abilities.
Okay,
He is given an asterisk.
okay. The reason, though, I understand that he can mimic them all, but it still doesn't make him to where he's as powerful as them all. So just because I can do the move doesn't mean I can hit you with the force that other people could do, if that makes sense. That's why he's not my top 10.
Well, and I mean, on one hand, it doesn't make sense that he's not in there, and the other hand, it makes total sense because it's like, well, that's his gift. I mean, okay, if you take his ability away to mimic other fighting abilities, well, what does he have? How would he
Well,
still be able to hang with the other
if you
guys?
take,
Because everyone else has their own earned ability, and that's his power. It's like, oh, I mimic your abilities. That's my superpower.
but if you take away Daredevil's sensory enhancement, I mean, what is Daredevil? Nothing. Like, I mean, you take away his power, his power of knowing, you know, where someone is or where someone's gonna be.
But that
Like
only takes you so
nothing.
far.
As much as I love him, but
He's
he,
trained by master ninjas, though. Whereas Taskmaster's like, well, I'm a master ninja overnight because
Because
I
I
just
looked
look
at
at
him.
your. Yeah, I looked at a videotape and now I'm a master ninja.
well, but he can store up all these.
We're talking about
these.
earning your place, earn your keep, years
He
of training.
did. He did. He's got the coolest power ever. The ability to not only mimic someone, but to store that
Yeah.
and be able to compute who I need to use what for.
Yeah.
A computer can do that.
Oh, bite me, Ace.
So you was about to put me into that. Sam
sorry,
said
Coach.
he answered a question about Longshot. He thought Longshot was a synthetic like android.
Thank you.
Given the power of luck, but he never really got into him, so he doesn't know a whole lot about him.
Yeah, he's a synthetic. He's synthetic in some form, like him and Shatterstar from X-Force are from Mojo World. So yeah.
All right, so now we are going to start on the top 10. And I feel like every time this one coming up is not like number one or, really, really high, people get pissed off. And,
Oh yeah.
ugh. And it's, trust me, I love this character. I think this character is awesome. And it's Black Panther at number 10.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, he's.
I think the hardest thing about him, though, is you take away the power. Can he hold his own against Shroud? Can he hold his own against Taskmaster? And that's where it's really hard to figure out.
And I'll tell you why he makes the list. And the answer is yes, he can. Because there's a whole series of Black Panther. I forgot who even wrote it.
Yes,
but
I saw this.
He did get depowered. He lost the Panther God powers or totem powers. And he was in the Brooklyn or something, and he became a vigilante with just his skills, and he held his own, and he's so yeah, he definitely deserves to be here because of that. He can hold his own without the powers as well.
Yep, and I can't remember what book was that? It looked really cool, and I want to read it bad.
Yeah, and the art is a different style, but I can't remember his name. He does a lot of monotone colors, so everything's kind of like a red or a gray. And his costume for that period was pretty cool looking, very street. I think you might be right, Ref. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I want to say that came out like in 08 or 10, something like that.
All right, we have pissed off Sam. Sam says Taskmaster belongs way up there, like top 5.
Sam has redeemed himself.
He
I love
says
you, Sam.
he's literally the
Sam
Deathstroke
is
of
Reggie.
Marvel. Taskmaster has
That
the
is true.
photography reflexes, and he goes, "What? I'm out."
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sam. I was not consulted on Taskmaster's placement.
I mean,
Well, we'll put a little asterisk A. McGuire and Sammy Sosa for a little Taskmaster.
He is not using performance enhancements.
Oh wait, no, Barry Bonds. Sorry, my bad.
Even worse.
All right, so the next one.
He's got that huge forehead.
The next one people argued with, but at the same time, I don't think they know him because he hasn't been in the MCU yet, but he's coming out, and I think they will figure him out pretty quick, and that is Moon Knight.
Yeah. I mean, Moon Knight is, at times he's been slightly enhanced with super strength at night, but most of the time he's not. He's Batman. He's Marvel's Batman. I mean, if we want to be really blanket statement, he's much more than Batman, but he's Marvel's Batman. So he's peak human, mastered all various forms of fighting ability. He's a mercenary. He's a acrobat. He's a sharpshooter. I mean, he's completely well-rounded. You know, there's a lot of times you've seen him take on other fighters in the Marvel universe who we'll get into, and he's always holding his own. So,
Sam's
and I give him just a little nudge over T'Challa, just barely, but just a tiny bit.
Sam is back. He says he's curious now. He wants to see how bad we messed up.
Oh.
And I guarantee you this next pick, Sam's going to go ballistic, and he probably is going to leave again.
He's going to leave again. Don't do it, Sam.
All right, so this next pick at number 8, Black Widow.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm not in love with it, but it's just a simple fact. I mean, you know, she's one of the best fighters. It's just like on the DC side, we'll do someday, but spoiler alert, Black Canary.
Black Canary, yep.
In the comic books, Black Canary would annihilate Ollie in a hand-to-hand bout. Now, on Arrow, no, Ollie was amazing, but comic-wise...
We saw it on TV.
What we did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Black Widow. Now, Sam, stay with me.
He's already pissed about Moon Knight, by the way.
No. let me agree with you on this one. The most recent Taskmaster miniseries was a disgrace because they write him as a incompetent fool in his little miniseries, and he's running scared for his life. And who do we find out he's running from? The most deadly assassin in the entire MCU. Who is it? Well, it's none other than Black Widow. That's who he's so deathly afraid of, because we have to depower Taskmaster to the point where he's a boob. So I sound like I don't want Black Widow on this list, but it's like, well, okay, she deserves to be on the list. So
Sam says he wants to know this. Is Ref the only one sober here? Now he's calling you and I drunk, not Ref. He was calling Ref drunk earlier. Now it's you and I that are drunk.
Oh, yeah, I see where you went.
I sobered up quick, Sam.
I see where you went with that.
So, number 7, and I think he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, is Deadpool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Deadpool, you know, he's probably, well, yeah, he's not. That's who he was directly ripped off from, is Deathstroke. I mean, that's who Liefeld directly, you know, was like, oh, hey, I'm going to make a generic Deathstroke character. Call him Deadpool. So it's insane to think that he's as popular as he is. But, yeah, he's a mercenary fighter, assassin. I mean, he's everything that we talk about hand to hand. Does he have a healing ability? Yeah. Is he superpowered? Well, yes, but he's not enhanced to the point of super strength, super whatever, like a Blade or a Black Panther with his serum. So, yeah, he just, take away his healing factor, which has happened several times, and he's still deadly.
Yeah. Ref, you
Ref,
good
what
with
do you
that one?
think?
Yeah, I'm good with Deadpool being up there. I think
You're good
I
with number
think
7 still?
Mhm.
I mean, that means Taskmaster is still an honorable mention.
well, shit.
Taskmaster.
I mean,
Heck, at this point, we're just putting him. He's basically bottom feeder, man. He might as well be part of the.
Without his powers, yeah,
He might as well be. He ain't no
He
better than
wouldn't
being.
be nothing. He doesn't have to be anything. He's got like photographic memory.
Yeah.
He might as well be a part of the human centipede. They ain't worth nothing.
Number 6. Are you ready to piss more people off? Because this is where it really twisted and got mad.
Oh, was this it? Yeah.
Daredevil.
Oh, I know where you're going. Yeah.
They're
yeah,
mad that
man.
it was there, or
They're mad that he was there because you'll see on the next one.
okay.
Oh, I don't.
I
like,
might be mad too.
I don't like it. Because I don't care for the character. No, not Daredevil, the one above him.
Right.
I love Daredevil. He's one of my all-time favorites. I mean, and to not put him in a top 10 fighting of the Marvel Universe would be insanity. So, I mean, he can
I was
hang
called
with,
insane for not having him in the top 5, but
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, it's just I couldn't put him over
the next one.
the other ones. And I don't like it, but it's well stated in the comics multiple times. This character can beat him, and some people say should be more towards number 1. So go ahead.
Sam is still pissed. Taskmaster clone made it to number 7. That would be Deadpool.
The clone of the clone. Yeah, the clone of the clone. Yeah.
All right, so you ready to piss everybody off in here, especially Sam?
Yeah.
gotta go get another beer. Jesus.
Number 5 is Elektra.
It's Elektra, man. I don't like it, but it's just stone cold fact.
How can you argue it?
Is it ahead of Daredevil?
I know it, but she's well known to be the most deadly assassin
She's
in
classically trained too.
Everyone craps their pants and wets their britches when Elektra comes around. You'll have a group of fighters and here's Elektra. Holy crap, we're in trouble now. So, I just have never cared for Elektra as a character, and Frank Miller himself said that she should never have went on past his initial storyline. She was designed to be in that storyline and die, and that's where she should have stayed.
So why do you think they kept her?
Because she was insanely popular.
Okay.
And they brought her back because everyone demanded it. But story-wise, I don't think she's ever really found a niche. They've tried several series for her, and they just don't work.
Okay, and I think this is probably where we lost 10,000 followers, or we would have been at 20,000 followers. Because our number 4, everyone wanted as their number 1. Are you ready?
Who do we do?
Shang-Chi.
Oh, damn. Are you kidding me? We don't have him as number 1. What's the matter, coach? Damn, who did we have as 2 and 3? I know who we have as 1.
So Sam just says, what the fuck? He goes, it's like I was invited to the rave and I'm the only one who took the blue pills. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah, that's too bad, man. You got to get that red pill, man. Join us.
All right, so why did we pick Shang-Chi number 4? I mean, I can understand people thinking that's way low because I think they would think 1 or 2. But when we see number 4 for him, I can understand a little bit that they're upset with that.
Damn it. Who we got as 2?
Well, let's just say as 2 and 3, you said should be a tie.
Oh, no, I know where we're at. Yeah. Okay, I take it back. No, we're right. So yeah, I'm sorry, but we are.
Okay.
So
do you want to go to 2 and 3 then and explain why Shang-Chi is not above them?
Yeah, it is kind of insane not to. Look at me. I'm even perplexed by myself. I mean, Shang-Chi is like I mean, he's so close to the top, but damn, these other three just edge him out like so slightly.
So number
And when,
3, go ahead.
well, just a minute. Well, don't you think that Shang-Chi is put below these other two probably because of Marvel's neglect for him over the last 10, 15 years? I mean, like, we're finally getting a
Potentially.
Shang-Chi movie, like, or a Shang-Chi series, but that's not, I mean, maybe he's plugged
Well, I
here
got
and
I
plugged
got an
there.
I got
Go ahead.
yeah, I think you're right, Ref. I think you're right. But let's get real nerdy about it, and let's go into why we would rank the next two over Shang-Chi. And I
Okay,
have
go
a
ahead.
reason, whether it holds water or not, I don't know.
Okay, so number 3 is Wolverine.
So Wolverine, take away his adamantium, which has happened multiple times, and take away his healing factor. He's mastered almost every martial art in
Yep.
the world. He's been alive for 200 years.
That'll help.
So in all that time, he's been able to master all these different forms of fighting, and he's been in every war. He's a master samurai and a ninja. So I think people just look at Wolverine and think he's berserker like Hulk. You know, he just gets mad and starts clawing everyone to death, which is true. But what they don't understand too is like, and even I forget about it. It's like, oh, I don't ever really think of Wolverine as a hand-to-hand fighter outside of the claws, but it's like, take it all away, and he's gonna probably beat most of the fighters.
I think that's like a really, really good statement because that's the focus is only what his claws do, and he has
Right,
healing
right,
ability, and they just
right.
don't understand the whole picture of what he actually is.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so number 2.
Hey, time out.
Oh,
Yeah, let's do it, Ref. Let's give your
We're at
thoughts.
Hey, I showed my face for the first time in a week, and we're up
Ooh.
another 1,000 on TikTok. So I just want you guys to know that
did you check?
we're we're at 10.1. I got some sort of alert.
But that's not
Oh wow.
1,000. That's 100.
We'll give you 100. Yeah.
100.
Good for you. Look at you go.
Looks
Way
like you made it.
to go, kiddo. You
Okay.
did it.
I
Hey,
know.
guess who's coming around? Sam says Wolverine solid number 3. He is my
Whoa.
number 2.
What do you say about number 2?
He said Wolverine is his number 2.
Okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
get that.
Okay.
So see,
all right.
he's not as mad at us as you thought.
Okay. We're redeeming
We're
ourselves
with there,
then.
Sam.
All
There's
right.
a path of redemption.
So number 2, Captain
Number
America.
2, deal with it. Steve Rogers. Boom. Mic drop. That's how it is.
Yep.
Who trains everyone in the Marvel Universe? When they join the Avengers, boom.
Taskmaster.
Steve gets. No. Yeah, well, yeah.
That's only mercenaries.
Damn it!
I had to say that.
Sam was right. Oh gosh. But yeah, Steve is. Hey, he trains everybody. They walk through Avengers compound. They get hand-to-hand combat training with Captain America. He's trained everyone. Yeah, he has the super soldier serum, but guess what? That didn't make him a natural. It didn't make him a no. He doesn't know how to fight. He has to train. He continues to train all the time. He does all of his military training, and he's lived for now 100 years. Granted, some of it was on ice, but between his military background, he's an elite fighter. Take away the serum, and he can still fight if he was able to maintain the physique. Let's just say, take away the stamina.
That's a big thing right there because technically, with the serum, made him the bigger guy. So
Yeah.
if he didn't have that, he wouldn't be big. So that would be the only argument.
But wouldn't
that could be a
serum,
little caveat.
yeah, if you took away the serum, he wouldn't be that big, though, wouldn't he?
That's the
Well,
Or
argument.
he
wouldn't
couldn't maintain it.
That's the argument that some people are making on comments about why we didn't pick Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Man, could fight after the bite of the spider. you take that away, and he's not going to be able to. And then they were saying the serum with Captain America, take that away, he wasn't as strong and big. But I agree
But
with you. He
I'm
still
going.
has to train.
You still have to have the skill, whereas everything Spider-Man is instinct. Everything, it's like he instinctively can do all this, and he has the agility to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas Steve, I mean, yeah, he might be stronger and faster than he was, but he still has to learn the moves. He still has to technique.
You better take a drink
So-
because the next one you're going to go crazy.
It's choking me up, guys.
So, before we get to the next one, Sam is wanting to know, where is Sabretooth?
Mm. Oh no! Ace has lost his lung.
You got to help me filibuster. What do you think about Sabretooth?
See, I think Sabretooth is an I mean, go back to what was that, Origins, where Wolverine Origins, where Sabretooth and Wolverine were fighting,
Yeah.
up on top of that dam. I think Sabretooth's up there. I
But
don't
who
know
won?
necessarily
I mean, who won?
top 10. Oh, of course Wolverine did.
Yeah, so it's hard to make him top 10. I mean, maybe
But-
an honorable mention or something like that.
But if they were pretty much a draw most of the time, Wolverine maybe just got lucky or, whatnot. We've got Wolverine as our third best fighter. Like, yeah, I guess Sabretooth should be in there. And I mean, Sabretooth really is, the person that does give Wolverine a run for his money.
Is
Just
he
'cause
okay?
Oh,
kinda knows him.
man.
Are we all good?
Yeah, I got so excited and choked up about it. So,
So Sam wants to know about Sabretooth, why we don't have him.
well, because I don't like Sabretooth.
There you go. Straight from me. Sam, we just don't like Sabretooth.
Yes.
And that's how
Yeah,
it is, okay?
I reckon I just don't like him.
We just don't like him.
Sabretooth is up there. I always viewed him as quite a bit stronger though than Wolverine. Like he's got. I always thought he could lift a couple tons, which kind of maybe knocked him out of the running. But I don't know. I mean, Sabretooth is definitely in the conversation for hand to hand for sure.
You all right? 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't
No,
want
I'm just.
I don't want to
I'm
start.
so nervous.
I don't want to start this next one because it's all you, because it's your man, and people are
better
pissed
be.
about this one too.
It better be the guy.
Well,
that I'm
this
thinking
is not
a
even up for
no-brainer.
debate. This
Sam?
is just how it
This is a
is.
no-brainer.
Are you ready for the next one, Sam? Let us know. Let us know, Sam, because the next
You ready?
one is
This is it.
Iron Fist.
It's the immortal
Oh.
Iron Fist.
of. Not even close. Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to read a true hand-to-hand combat, read Matt Fraction's Immortal Iron Fist.
Yeah.
It is what has got me excited. Like, and I'm a Daredevil fan, but it's got me excited for hand-to-hand combat. Like the idea of being the best fighter and going against these really creepy, they're somewhat creepy characters in this tournament. It's reminds you of Mortal Kombat, possibly the movie.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead,
I mean,
coach or ref or God, I'm ref.
yeah, I don't know who I am, but
Jesus.
anyway. Yeah, let's think about it. Danny Rand, complete outsider, lands in Kunlun, ends up training and takes the Iron Fist. No, he shouldn't have done it. It shouldn't have happened, but he did through his skill. So he did that, got the power of the Iron Fist, and then years later in David Fraction's run, he goes back and has wins the tournament of the 9 realms. Is it the 9 realms?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
And he beats every fighter there. He's done it maybe another time too. He's done it multiple times. And he's flipping lost the Iron Fist like multiple times too. And guess what? He still kicks everyone's ass.
Mhm.
So, people want to try to say, it's between him and Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi might be the better fighter. But like I said too, Danny is the best instinctual fighter. I mean, he caught on to things so much quicker with less training than some of these other fighters, and has become the best in the world
Yeah.
on two worlds, Kunlun and our world.
Mm.
So that is my argument for Danny Rand. So
Well, and I think the mystic world of Kunlun is brings a different element to it, because I mean, Shang-Chi is naturally trained to a lot of things in this world, but Kunlun is really this master kung, yeah, this master, what we would think of as a I don't know, a kung fu type of environment
right.
where you learn these martial art type things. So I would agree totally, hands down, not even close.
I want to hear from Sam what he thinks about us putting Iron Fist at number 1, but he said he gave up at number 8.
Oh, but I feel like you were with us at 2 and 3.
He was with us at 2 and 3.
So
He was.
I mean, let's be honest. The top 4 are
He actually said Shang-Chi should be
close.
5.
Shang-Chi should have been 5.
That's what he said, in his personal opinion.
Oh, because he puts Taskmaster in the top 5,
Maybe.
which is debate. Well, yeah.
It's not debatable. He's honorable mention because we said so.
Because we said so, people.
We did not say so.
He's disqualified.
Here, wait. Let me mute.
He's disqualified for. Yeah. Hey, Taskmaster was disqualified for juicing. Period.
Yep.
Done.
He was hitting the. He was so ashamed that he didn't have power with his punches. He could do the move, but no power. So
no power.
TW Steve Rogers is juicing, man. I think he should be disqualified. Don't ever
talk bad about Steve.
That's right.
Ever.
Never.
Did you see that puny guy? He couldn't have done nothing.
All right.
Hey, like he says, he can do it all day. I can do this all day.
So is there anything you wanted to talk about what we have heard this week? I mean, do you want to go on the Emilia Clarke at all about the grossest thing I've ever heard?
Let's just finish on a little segment about that.
Hey, just one more honorable mention that you forgot was Luke Cage. I think he deserves a little respect, and I think maybe it's more for it, but I think he's got some street fights up in him. Yeah,
I mean, he's a street fighter.
Yeah,
I mean, Danny trains him a lot. I mean, again, if Luke didn't have his super strength, and he's just gonna go against Danny, I mean, Danny takes him to the mat in like 5 seconds. So,
but again, I think Danny's relationship with Luke gives him kind of an up in fighting qualities, and
I hope we get to see those guys again. I mean, one of the
defenders are great.
Yeah, one of the best episodes on Luke Cage season 2 is where Danny guest stars, and it was probably the one episode where you're like, man, why can't we get more of this? Finally, the guy who plays Danny Rand feels like Iron Fist. Like, I want a whole series of these guys together.
Sure.
Yep.
So,
hey, Sam says it's just his opinion, and Sam, we honestly love your opinion. We actually think you have very valid points and very great knowledge, so keep them coming.
We appreciate your input. We really do.
Come guest star with us.
I told him that.
Yeah.
I think that would be great. We try to get him on sometime. Problem is we'd lose the one viewer that's talking right now in chat.
What happened to Lauren and
they all went to bed,
Patrick?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my God. We needed to do this earlier.
Okay, so Emilia Clarke wrote a comic. Actually, if you tell me like that part of it and then what the name of the comic is of Mom, I'm like sort of sold. I think it sounds cool. Was it Mother of Mystery or
Mother of Madness?
Madness. And I think that sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, a month ago they announced it and I got excited. Like, oh, cool. Amelia Clark from Game of Thrones? And mother, okay, this sounds, I've colored me intrigued. I want to know more.
Yeah.
And then today we got more.
And I wish we wouldn't have gotten more.
I'm just thinking to myself, who is this for? Who's buying this?
Why? Okay, take away the menstrual cycle.
Oh, I can't.
Why would you have a superpower swinging from your armpit hair? Why is that a power for a single mom?
That's the one that I'm like, okay, maybe I can go with the whole menstrual cycle thing, and that's how you get your power. Okay. Yeah, what in the hell makes you? Yeah, you know what? Oh yeah, you know what would be a good idea? What? Instead of swinging through the city with like webs, what if she did it with her underarm hair? How cool would that be? Said nobody ever.
I think it sounds fantastic. Let's do it.
Oh,
so there's at least 2 people in that room that said yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, oh, I guess she comes in as a big movie star, Game of Thrones. I guess you're like, oh, yeah, Amelia, that sounds like a great comic. I think we could really do something with it. Let's get started.
We go from riding dragons to riding my armpit hair.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even get it. It's just so flooring.
Yeah, it really, and it's almost like in the article it says, in England, I quickly found out that comic stores were a boys only club. Well, here's your sign.
If this is how you're writing them for girls.
Yeah, exactly. So you're telling me like, well, that inspired me to write this garbage.
Don't say garbage. Well, this is a piece of shit. I mean, there's no other nice way to say it. It's horrible. Oh, yeah. Now, okay, if all those people that we were talking about the stream want to talk bad about this is what you should be talking bad about. 100%.
I agree. There were the Human Sunbeam, Ethan Van Sciver, he did a stream on it today and it was entertaining. Yeah, because it's, he nails it perfectly. You just got to throw your hands up.
I don't even
This is where modern comics is.
Yeah.
So let's just go for just a quick second. The top 20 trade paperbacks that are comics. Guess what? Not one in the top 20 is American comics. It's all manga. My Hero Academia, One Punch Man, Demon Slayer. All 20 spots. Not American comics, manga.
Has that ever happened before?
No. A year ago, It was starting to get like maybe half and half. You're like, oh, wow, manga's really coming on. This is where we're at for American comics. They're in the toilet because shit produced by DC and Marvel, the big two, is utter garbage. And now it's bleeding in. Wait, that was a bad choice of words.
Hey, I'm going to say right now, those aren't a bad choice of words because we all know Ace. He thought about that for 2 days on the pot, or this whole day on the pot, how he can slip that in right there.
Shit.
Yeah, so
Eureka.
It's a bleeding into Image Comics too. So here we are in the sad state of affairs where politics are more important than making a quality story about a quality character and putting that into the mainstream.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there are some good comics out there. I don't want to overgeneralize totally, but the amount of those really good comics are getting fewer and fewer. And now we're stuck with Mom. So there you go.
Again, it sounded really cool. Mother of Madness.
Yeah, even the art was pretty good. I was like, okay, this is different. I mean, yeah, I'm interested.
It reminded me a little bit of Shazam, the new Shazam artwork.
Yeah.
Gary Frank.
Yep.
Yeah. But here we go. So, strike another win for,
I mean,
political
but it has,
commentary.
yeah. Well, even politics aside, like it just becomes so trend setting. Like
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
have to be a trendsetter in order to make a popular comic. Like it's actually the opposite. It confuses me that they would sacrifice sales in order to do what they feel is right. Which again, if I did what I felt was right, maybe I wouldn't get the numbers that I would. Let's just let's just put out stuff that's entertaining.
Hey,
Uh,
yeah, Ref, that's a great point. In fact, I recommend you, Ref, go listen to Thinking Critical podcast if you get a second on a lunch break or something.
He's good.
And he just put out one today about what happened with DC's Rebirth and why it imploded. And it's really interesting and really sad because Rebirth was a massive success.
Mm-hmm.
And all because of ego, politics, and backfighting or infighting. The whole line disintegrated into shit sales. And it's like, wow, here you are, you fools. Your books were selling better than ever, better than they had in years, and you sabotage it, and now you're in the toilet for sales. Listen to it. I recommend that. It's a good kind of commentary on where we're at as where modern comic companies are at. They are so stupid they'll give up money and sales because of ego and their own political statements. Dumbest thing ever.
So before we end this, Sam said two good things. This is the case of talking about Amelia Clark. This is the case. I'm not working. I'm not doing anything productive. I kind of sort of like comics. I've got an idea. And then he said politics are killing the industry.
Oh yeah, they're totally killing it. And if someone doesn't do something and step in and right the ship, I don't think it's going to be salvageable. Superhero comics. I think they're going to die a slow death over the next 2 years as manga officially takes over the sales chart, and our characters live on only in film and TV.
What do you feel about then, like, all caps comics?
Okay, well, that's where they'll survive.
Yeah.
You're only gonna survive through crowdfunding and a guy like Ethan Van Sciver, love him or hate him, who's become so popular, other creators are going to him. I mean, he has freaking Dale Keown who created Pitt and did Hulk back in the day. Phenomenal, phenomenal artist and doing work for him. He's drawn Salamandroid and Cyberfrog, and it's probably going to end up drawing either a Cyberfrog comic or maybe he'll end up doing a Pitt comic with his all caps label. So yeah, that's what'll happen.
What can I get into from him though? Because I have a problem. Okay, and this is my problem. This isn't his problem because I know what he's doing is great.
Yeah.
But I have a problem reading something like Cyberfrog because it's hard to get into a character that's a frog.
well, and
yeah, sure,
here,
I get that.
yeah, and I think the problem too with all caps or whatnot that Ethan Van Sciver is doing is you're not getting full on storylines. Like, I mean, even Cyberfrog, like you get a couple issues. What I mean, I don't know how often he's putting them through now, but I mean, you're getting one issue every 2 to 3 months.
Oh yeah,
And
that's how and that's how he's gonna make tons of money. You can
and I praise him for that, but again, that for me as a reader, not as a collector, that doesn't do much for me.
Mm.
I mean, as much as I love Ethan.
Yeah, I mean that's a preference. You'll those guys can't produce a monthly book and have it be quality. If you're going to want to do an 80-page book, that takes a long time. Now, Do I think they could put out more books? And yeah, I do. But it's just not going to be the crowdfunding model when you're doing it all yourself, when you're printing it and then you're packaging it at home with a spouse or somebody
Right.
else. And then yeah, it's a whole different model. But yeah, I agree with. I mean, Coach, I love Ethan Van Sciver a lot. Like he's one of my all-time favorite artists. Do I love Cyberfrog as a character? Nah, 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 not really. I get it because I love his art. But
Oh, there he
um,
is.
there he is. I do recommend though that he's publishing his good friend Kyle Higgins, who is an amazing colorist. Go buy Starblades right now. Go to his eBay store because the campaign is closed. Ref, I think you have a copy. I've got a copy of Starblades. Get it right now. It's like the most amazing art I've seen in years. I gotta say, I kind of even prefer his art over Ethan's.
Hmm.
So
Is the besides just the artwork, is it a good story?
I don't care. I haven't read it yet, but I don't care. It's so freaking awesome looking. Go get it.
So it's called Starblades.
Yeah.
Okay, you heard
You
it
know,
here first.
Coach, we've talked before though, and as much as I love the artist, I don't know that I've read a book that is an amazing story yet. So
That's the problem. That's the
there
big
is
problem.
I do think you need that superstar artist, superstar writer combo to really knock it out of the park.
And they would
And
make a lot of
yeah,
money if two of them would just say, "Let's do this."
yeah. I mean, I really was hoping. I don't know why Jeff Johns even wants to go through Image. Like, why he doesn't do his own book, him and Gary Frank.
Oh, that's the perfect combo right
They
there.
would make
That's
so much bank. I mean,
mhm.
Geiger is amazing. The first two issues are stellar. It's like, why go through Image? Do it yourself. Like, you could make. Okay, maybe you only sell, I don't know, 250,000 copies. Your profit on that is going to be through the roof. And I think a name like Jeff Johns, I think could just bring oodles of money. But
Yeah, as long as
you
he
do have
had
to,
the artist with him.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh shit! I think Jeff Johns could have the worst artist and still make bank.
I do too. I'd buy
I
whatever he
bet
wrote.
he's. Yep.
All right.
I
So
just.
the future of comics,
Yep.
crowdfunding.
Yep.
But the problem with crowdfunding, and you just said it, they can't give you enough material to satisfy
Nope.
you for the year.
Nope. Nope.
I'm on.
Exactly.
Ref wants more comics regularly, and I totally get that. I'm probably at the stage now where I have so many dang books that I would probably prefer a quarterly, like 4 times a year, a new Superman book. That's it. I gotta say, after all these years, how can they keep writing a monthly book? How many ideas are they retreading? And, at some point, you gotta run out of some really quality stories to tell with these characters when you're putting out that level of frequency. Whereas at least Harry Potter is like, hey, you put out 7 books and that's it. Or you put out a book every year, or when you spread it out, you can have a better storyline, because after a while, when you're shucking out something every month, or 2 or 3 books of Superman or Batman every month, holy crap. I mean,
Yeah.
how can you keep telling good stories year after year, month after month, just
And
boom, 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 boom?
that's why like the different takes on superheroes and like the Black Hammers and even some of the fantasy stuff has in anything really from Image has been intriguing for me because it's something different. It's
I
it's
Yeah,
something it's something that you could try, and if you don't like it, you don't like it.
I
It's
think the
whatever.
one good thing
I
about
agree.
me
I agree totally.
on the situation that I'm in is I've always been into like the Batman side, and I didn't really wade in the waters of other people. So I can actually go to back issues and former stuff and really get into it and learn new stuff to where there's so much content that I could read from now to 70 and have plenty, I'm sure.
That's the thing.
Oh.
You've never even scratched the surface just with Batman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know? Now, if I say, hey, coach, go catch up on all things Darkhawk from Marvel. Well, you could do that.
Yeah.
You know, but you get into Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, where the hell do you start?
Yeah. I mean, I got that new Spider-Man omnibus, and just to open it up to start reading it is like
It's intimidating.
overwhelming. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'll get done with this next year sometime.
Right. Yep. That's all I got.
All
I
right.
don't know about you all.
I think that's it for tonight's show, man. We had some good stuff, so.
That was a good one.
All right, guys.
Task. Yeah, hey, love Taskmaster if you get a chance. You know.
Never forget Taskmaster is an amazing character.
But just not a good fighter.
But just so weak. He just got powers, and that's so silly.
He got
Super
beat up by
silly.
a girl.
He ran from a girl.
So, he ran from a girl.
Super
Dunzo.
silly.